they don't have much money. I still don't figure out like who we lost. I know we lost Marcus, but who else? Was that it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15. Ooh. just making sure I hadn't forgot anybody. I mean, I know we haven't gave Phoebe anything. All right, here's the time to compare stuff. Skylar, who had the vitality ring basically all game long, came up with 51 vitality. He fell behind. He's 30. He's not close to 35. But pretty much 24s and 25s across the board. Alania, who came very close to 35. .31 skill, 33 agility. If you put the endurance thing on her endurance is actually a little higher than her strength. That would give her like 3 more strength. Here's Roderick's stats. 36 strength, 26, 24. Also with a really high defense. Here's Russell with 30 defense, 30 strength, 27 skill. Cassidy. .27 strength, 19 skill, 31 agility. Benjamin. 34 strength, 29 skill, 16 agility. With 55 vitality. Put the vitality ring on him and I don't know, maybe he'll hit 60. Melanie at level 36. 21 strength, 30 skill, 33 agility. She could also be an option for the endurance thing. 28 endurance. Elias. His vitality is actually 58. I wonder if you can get higher than 60. I don't know. But, you know, Skylar's numbers are basically 25s and 24s. And he's level 30. 24s and 25s. And Elias comes in at 25s and 21s, 22s with a little bit more vitality. and he's 5 levels higher. Finn, the beast, the legend, the kid who became a man. And we basically left the Grimoire on him all game. And the strength ring. He's got 42 strength, 32 skill, 30 agility, and a respectable 23 defense. Edward, who I think is a prodigy. I don't see a lot of people using him. I mean, his strength is a little low, but he has 32 skill and 37 agility, and we put no items on him. Salvador, who I think is an absolute beast with a two-hander, even though he's not a blade master, he's a Lionheart. 36 strength, 27 skill, 29 agility. Rayson tried to get level 35, but he died right before. Almost 30 strength, 30 skill, 30 agility, 31 skill, 31 agility. Very good. Corwin, we were trying to get him to 35. Look at his attack. His attack's 41 because I got this he's got a really high endurance because I got the endurance ring on him, and then I got this now use endurance to the strength for attack calculations. So basically he has 30 strength. .34 skill, 24 agility. And he's only using a steel sword. He never got I guess what I could have done, I could have gave him the Crucible Sword, sold this, and then tried to level up the Crucible Sword. Oops. He doesn't hit very often. I mainly want him close just to do the poison stuff. Douglas with a whopping 36 defense. His attack's pretty good too, 44 for a tank. And he's only 33. So he was a little under leveled too. His agility is awful, but I guess when you got a big shield, you don't really need a bunch. Thirty-one strength and 36 defense. And of course, Phoebe is again like 10 levels below everybody else. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it to have her, to bring her anymore. She just levels so slow. I mean, yes, this ability is really good because every time you use Mend, it basically heals her. This is a full heal basically, and it takes away poison. And then this is a group heal. And then you gain 2 movement points if an ally is below 50% health. I don't know, maybe I need to be using this Agassiz more. I mean, she was only level 20. So she's basically 15 levels behind everybody else. But that's a respectable skill and agility. I can't remember. I should know this. But I think you get 14, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We definitely got 15, so I think Phoebe's probably going to sit on the bench. I just want to look at stats again. Skylar, who's 30, 24s and 25s across the board, not including defense. Alania, who's 34. Roderick, who's 35. And usually at this point in the game, I got like two guys that are like really high level, like usually Finn's. I've hit 40 before a couple times. Melanie might be 38 or something. His skill is really low. But, I mean, he did okay. I don't know, but maybe Shiva's a better option. Benjamin's agility's lower, but his skill and strength are good. Elias, like I said, we basically compared him to Skyler, but he's also 5 levels behind Skyler. And he had a lot of terrible level ups where he would almost gain nothing, or sometimes he would just gain hit points. $42, $32, $31. Just a beast. Just an absolute beast. And I don't know if it's better to have the skill ring or whatever on them. $37 agility is super high. And 32 skill is really good. I mean, his defense is kind of bad and his strength ain't that good. But he makes it work. Salvador is just a beast. Even with nothing. I think racing's the one we stuck the other stuff on. We gave him the agility ring and the skill ring. Which got him to 31 and 31. And Edward, with no skill ring, no agility ring, is even higher. I mean, if I think we're going to sit Sophie, I could sell her gear, but I don't. Besides leveling up these guys, I mean, I could sell Phoebe's gear. It's not going to make a big difference either way. But yeah, we gave this stuff to Racing, and although his stats are respectable, 31 and 31 at level 34, he would have, 35, he might have got an extra point. But Edward with nothing. And Salvador wasn't far behind either. But if you want to take a deeper dive of the stats and stuff, you can, of course, pause the video. And yeah, I could have sold Sophie's stuff. Phobies. I've never been able to save that guy this guy right here at the bottom. They usually pile up like 10 guys attacking that one guy, and he lasts forever. But no matter what I do to try to save him at the start, I can never get him. Well, I don't really need gold now, but I'll take it. Now that was a good level up, Elias. That was a good level up. But Skylar is still better than you. He's 5 levels behind you. Was that Marcus? I couldn't tell. Oh yeah, yeah. He had a one-handed axe, but then he switched to a two-hander. Hang on, buddy. I came out here to save you. Oh man. I like how these units in this final battle can actually move around, whereas in all the other fights they're pretty much static. All right, Edward, you got to help your buddy now. It's funny, this whole time I've been playing, I don't ever remember a time Edward refreshing his turn. But here, when it really matters, he did it. He refreshed his turn. Finn, we got to get you into the mix. I don't know who that is. Is that... If I wouldn't have shut down Finn that one mission, he probably would have gotten to 40. We're close to it. Him and Salvador. But I was trying to get the team to 35 just so it's easier to compare apples to apples. Look at this. Edward and Salvador cleared that whole little group out. $94 damage. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I just want to peek at my other save just to compare the stats on that one as well. Now, granted, the other one, if the game will load, all right, so this is my previous game. I just want to look at the guys real quick. Now these now here's Skylar a couple levels higher at 32 and still 25, 26. Finn here was 38, so he was a couple levels higher, and he had the skill ring and the strength ring, which is different than what I had this time. This time I had the grimoire and the strength ring. And Melody was 37. Elias is still behind, racing at 34, 26, 26, 29. Cassidy has a really low skill. But whatever, I don't know if he has a passive. Maybe it's this passive right here. But I mean, he works for me. I had the loaded dice on him. I took the loaded dice off this current playthrough. Almost 40 defense. We had the defense ring on him. Now, we didn't have the endurance thing on Corwin this time, on the last playthrough. I mean, we did give it to him, but we didn't have we sold the ring early on, which was stupid. So his endurance probably would have got a little bit higher on this one. He's still really high, 32. Edward, who we usually give the Grimoire to, and the agility ring. 36 agility and 31 skill. I don't think it's much of a difference, to be honest with you. And here's Jorah's stats at 28. Yeah, I mean, Shiva's skill and agility, even at 23, is almost higher than what Elias is at 36. Now let's go to this one again and just look at the stats one last time. You have to remember Skylar's only 30 here. Ileana's 34. This is Roderick's stats. 60 health. Very high strength, but not as high as Finn's. He's got 7 more attack too, as far as this goes. Russell with 30 defense, and here Douglas almost got 40 with the defense ring. And then the shield actually gives them another 2 defense when facing the enemy. let's just go through them again. So I mean, you could say that Cassidy is not that great, but because his skill was really low, but because of I gave him an extra attack here. And he is often by himself. Not often, but a lot of times. So even though his skill is a little low, he makes it work. But maybe Shiva is a better bet, though. What I've learned after all this is, Elias is not really all that great. But he is one of the few people that can use a pole arm. I don't think any of the other ones can use the pole arm except that when we got off the ship. So I don't know what the best thing, maybe this combination is the best on Finn, I don't know. 42, 32, 31. Maybe instead of Cassidy, maybe, or whoever I gave the, I don't know who I gave the, no, it wasn't Cassidy. Ryson. 31-31 with the agility and the skill ring. So if I gave him the agility and the skill ring, he would even be higher here. Probably reaching maybe 40 agility, I'm not sure. Salvador is also a good candidate for any kind of skill rings or strength rings or anything, because his stats are just so good. I mean, he's almost got 40 strength and almost got 30 in agility and almost 30 in skill. But I guess the reason I gave this stuff to him, because early on he's pretty much one of the only two-handers, and he's a beast early on. I mean, he's a beast late game too, but he does fall off a little bit. Well, I think in the other playthrough, I took off the endurance ring, and he still had like 30 endurance. So even with the endurance ring, he still only had 30. But what I like about Corwin is he can actually take a hit, and he can actually kill people. I mean, he's got 41 attack. And he can heal, and he can refresh a turn, and he can apply poison, and he gives adjacent allies plus chance to hit. I've never used this ability before. I think instead of Douglas, if you use like Arlen, for example, I think by the end he'll have similar similar numbers. I'm not sure about Roe. Probably similar as well. Now, the cool thing about Hilda here, who we didn't use, who's Finn's sister, is not only, and we never got her to 20, so so she probably would have picked up I don't know what she would have picked up, to be honest with you. She's a Crusader, so I'm not sure. Defender, Sentinel, Crusader. I want to say Paladin, but I'm not sure what other abilities she would have got. But her passive seems very strong. She's got an aura. Injured allies within two tiles gain 15 avoidance. That's good. She can heal with a mend ability, which the other tanks don't get. She can heal herself and adjacent allies, and then at the turn start, heal adjacent allies by 20% of their max health. So I don't know. Maybe try and Hilda out one time, and I'm not planning another playthrough anytime soon right now, but for a future playthrough, it would be interesting maybe to ditch Douglas, who's really good, has almost 40 defense. See, for his passive, he has to kill an enemy, and then it heals the lowest adjacent ally 50% of their max health. With Hilda here, at the turn start, heals adjacent allies 20% of their max health. Plus, she's got a heal. I mean, this whole time I've really liked the pure healers. I liked, Cedric, whose stats are really terrible, by the way. Talon, I never really got to use him much in all these playthroughs. But he does have the refresh turn, and he does have a heal as well. I kind of like him. I think I used him one time. I think I ran with 3 healers one time. We were trying to buff Finn or whatever, or Finn or Melanie, and just kept refreshing their turns. But yeah, having Hilda, I mean, you might be able to take away one of the healers and maybe just run with Corwin. I don't know. Now Quincy here can use a pole arm as well. I'm not sure if she's better than Elias or not. The bad thing about Quincy to me is she's already a hero. Whereas with the polearm users, and I made Elias and Skylar this, they had the skewer ability. Which allows them to apply bleed. And then whenever you kill somebody who's marked, feared, bleeding, or rooted, it refreshes their turn. So it doesn't happen all the time, but every once in a while, Elias will have another turn. And same thing with Skylar. Now, for whatever reason, I never saw this passive go off for Edward until the very end there. But each time you defeat 2 enemies in 1 round of combat, refresh your turn. And that should happen quite often, but for whatever reason, it didn't seem to happen that much. But yeah, I've ditched Shiva the last couple times, but even at level 20, so she's 10 levels behind Skylar and 15 levels behind Elias, and she has like 25 and 23 for skill and agility. And Elias is 25 and 21. So, I mean, Shiva is very good. I don't want another two-handed sword user. I guess maybe I could ditch Cassidy, the mute, and take Shiva. I mean, we try to use Wesley's aura here. That decision at the very beginning of the game, where you either got to fight or you surrender. If you surrender, you only get a 20% XP aura. But if you fight, you get a 40% XP aura. And Wesley, when he came to us, was 19, so we did get 3 levels on Wesley. But then you get so many good good people. I don't remember the order, but you know, you get Douglas, you get Corvin, you get Salvador. After, and you get Jorah. Jorah, I think, is kind of bad, but if you really wanted to and wait to the very end of the game to start using pole arms, and he's like S in almost everything, so he kind of could be an all-arounder. You could stick a bow on him even. A spear and a shield, a pole arm, and a bow. But to me, because gold is so tight, you really got to specialize, I think. And I was happy by game's end. I mean, yeah, we were broke. We basically had no items in our inventory. But by end game, we pretty much had leveled up everybody. I mean, yeah, at the end, I could have switched Corvin to a Crucible sword. And maybe I should have switched him over when he got the A rank. But we put the Serpent Sting on him so it doubles the weapon damage against poison units. Now it's kind of hard to apply the poison. It's kind of random. A lot of times the enemies will die in one round, and they're not usually there for multiple rounds. But every once in a while, he would come in and get a kill. And for whatever reason, this vital point thing right here seems to give a lot of XP. And I think that's one of the reasons why Corwin does not fall as far behind as, say, Phoebe does. And there were sometimes where I really desperately needed a heal and Phoebe was in danger. I put her in a dangerous situation. She was able to go in and get a heal off, but then she would get killed by an archer or something like that. So I like how Corvin could heal. This Dove Effigy refreshes his turn. So that's probably another reason why Corvin levels so good, is if someone is not healed to full, he gets another, he can heal again. And when he's not healing, he can get in melee and throw up a poison. He can refresh someone's turn. He's just, he can do a lot of things. And he can also do damage, which Phoebe can't do. Her attack's 22. I mean, granted, her weapon is not leveled up. She doesn't have any runes. She doesn't have any forges. She doesn't have any. She's not even using a crucible sword. But she's not here to do damage. She's here to heal. Whereas Corwin, I actually want him to take some damage. I want him to do some damage. I want him to be in the mix a little bit more. And you saw there near the end that he got a couple kills where we needed a kill. There's a guy at 5% life and everyone else is gone, and Corwin was our only hope because we were trying to level up other people. We were trying to get a whole team around to level 35. And we came really close. I mean, 36, 36, 36, 35, 35. And what normally happens is Finn and Melanie, they're usually higher level, and usually Salvador too. Edward usually is behind just because I usually put the grimoire on him. But as you can see, I mean, he's almost 40 agility with nothing. So maybe sticking the skill and agility ring on him maybe would be a better choice. You could argue Salvador could be a candidate. A lot of these people could be candidates. Shiva is 10 levels behind Skylar and 15 levels behind the rest of the party, and she still ended up with like 25 skill and almost 25 agility. And I've not really played with Sven enough. Gains 30 hit against injured or feared enemies. And when you pick him up, he comes with a Dracula's amulet or whatever, so it fears. So he would pretty much have this on at all times. Ajax is very good. It's just that Melanie gives the gold. And yeah, it's possible to have 2 healers on your team. Not 2 healers, 2 archers. But we went with Wesley for a few maps, and we could have maybe stayed with Wesley, and maybe that 40% aura would have helped us. But staying within 2 tiles to get the aura is a lot to garnish a roster spot. But having him up there for those 2 maps, I think we utilized that aura pretty good. And, all being said, it's very hard to have a whole team all at near the same level. Like I said, normally Melody or Finn or Benjen, because like at the end, you needed Benjen to get through those shields. And the 2-handed sword users can do it, but oftentimes they need to be flanking, and it takes multiple turns to get through some of those shields. Even archers can get through some shields sometimes. But I believe you have to have the ability to do that through but yeah, this passive right here is really good. And Hilda here seems to be really good. She can heal. And then passively, at the start of the turn, she heals adjacent allies by 20% of their max health. I mean, that seems very strong. But her defense seems really low to be a main tank. And I've never played this way, but you could also use Marcus instead of a tank. You could have him with a two-hander, and I think Marcus basically can turn out, I don't know if it's as strong as Finn, but he's comparable, I think, to what Finn can end up as. So I mean, when you start out with Finn, he's really weak, he's level 4, everyone else is like level 16 or something, or 13 or 16. But babysit him for a couple maps and he turns into a beast. I mean, there might be some playthroughs where you just don't feel like babysitting him. You just want to grab his axe and give it to somebody else. Maybe give it to Marcus. We did have Khalith one time with the axe, because she does have this ability, so she could be a shield breaker. I don't think her stats are nearly as good, but I could be wrong. So if I had a regret, probably would be not giving the skill and the agility ring to Edward. And one of the playthroughs, I ended up having to use the level 28 guy. You get Jorah, just because some of my other guys were so behind in levels. They were like 24 and Jorah's like 28. So I did use Jorah one time for a couple fights. But yeah, guys, if you want to really compare and stuff, just pause the video and as I go over, you write the stats down and see how your guys compare to mine. But the name of the game is Refresh Your Turn. So this allows his turn to be refreshed. This allows her turn to be refreshed. He's a warrior warlord. So every time he overkills somebody, his turn is refreshed, which is pretty much every time, because his attack is so high, strength is so high. And yeah, I don't know why this one did not proc more. Maybe it wasn't Edward getting the double kills. Maybe it was somebody else. I don't know, but I just don't remember it proccing. as much as it probably should have. Well, anyway, guys, thank you for letting me share. Thanks for watching. I'm probably going to be done with this game for a while, but the developer is very active. He's very receptive. This game was made by literally one person. So I think in future patches there will be more playable characters. There will be maybe more secrets. I saw they added a heavy bandage. Before, you couldn't buy the heavy bandage anywhere. You could only get it from a couple recruits, and then I think near the end here, like these guys had a heavy bandage on them. Not that you need it, because you really don't need it, but it's nice to have that option. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys have a great week, great day. Stay safe, and have fun in your next adventure.